Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the NETS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets! Oh, they're hollering, they're cheering, and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets! All the fans are true to the orange and blue. So hurry up and come on down. Cause we got ourselves a ball. But the Mets of New York town. Give them a yell! Give them a hand! And let them know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the NETS Mets of New York town. Of New York town.
Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and I'm replaying Game 7 of 2019 Mets season. We're going to be playing the Washington Nationals. We get started pretty quick. I'm going to run down. Washington Nationals are in New York. They're at Citi Field in beautiful downtown Flushing, Queens, not 5 minutes from LaGuardia Airport, about 35 minutes from Midtown Manhattan, with no traffic, of course. And for Washington, it's going to be Adam Eaton, Brian Dozier batting second. Batting third is Rendon. Cleanup is Juan Soto. Batting fifth is Ryan Zimmerman. Batting sixth is Yan Gomes. Batting seventh is Wilmer Difo. Batting eighth, the pitcher Steven Strasburg. He'll be on the mound for the Washington Nationals tonight. And then it's Victor Robles in center field, batting ninth. For New York, it's going to be Brandon Nimmo in left field, Juan Lagares in center. This is the defense, of course. Michael Conforto in right. Jeff McNeil at third. Ahmed Rosario at short. Robinson Cano at second. Pete Alonso at first. Noah Syndergaard on the mound. And Wilson Ramos behind the plate. Now, let me mention the actual score of this game, which was played April 4th, 2019. It's 4-0. The Washington Nationals beat the Mets 4-0. So we're going to get started right away, and here goes. Here's the first dice roll. Now, the way you play Deep Dive Baseball is you read the red die and then the white die. Noah Syndergaard, he's a hold +2, so anybody tries to steal, and there will be base steal attempts against Noah Syndergaard, he's going to get basically the base runner, base stealer gets a +2. And let's see what Wilson Ramos is. Wilson Ramos' arm is a +1, so they're going to be a +3. Luckily for the Mets, the shortstop, what's his name? Trey Turner, who's basically a 3, and he would become a 6A base stealer. He's not playing tonight. So lucky for us, but we do have Eaton, who's a 1A. Let's see if anybody else is a threat. Not really. Oh, 3B, Victor Robles. So he's one who's going to probably attempt to steal if he gets on base. So the key, I think, for the Mets tonight's game is to limit base runners for the Nationals. So here goes Noah Syndergaard. 7th game of the season. Mets record, I believe, is a 3-3. And here goes. Play ball. And it's 34. That's going to be off Eaton's card. You look at 34, and that's going to be 29-49 is an out. Then you go to the outs. You roll the modifier die. It's a 9. A 9 is a fly ball center field, Juan Lagares. Gets under it, makes the catch, 1 away. Next is Brian Dozier. He's a right-handed batter. That's a 73. A 73 is a strikeout, so Noah Syndergaard blows one by Brian Dozier. Anthony Rendon, 48. That's an out of some kind, and that's a hard-hit ground ball right at the third baseman, Jeff McNeil fires the first, 3 up, 3 down. Easy inning for Noah Syndergaard. Pretty fast-moving game, deep drive is. And you can go to the Deep Drive Delphi forum and find out more about it. But you can just search it, and you can, for $1, you can actually get the World Series teams. Brandon Nimmo is coming to bat. He's a left-handed batter. He's a leadoff batter for the Mets, followed by Pete Alonso. Robbie Cano batting third, Michael Conforto in right field in the cleanup spot, Wilson Ramos batting fifth. At catcher, batting sixth is Jeff McNeil at third base, Amin Rosario seventh at shortstop, Juan Lagares batting eighth in center field, and Noah Syndergaard, the pitcher, batting ninth. Here's the pitch from Steven Strasburg. Strasburg was 18-6 with a 3.32 ERA. By the way, congratulations to Jake DeGrom for his second consecutive Cy Young Award tonight. So thumbs up, celebrations all around, cheers and kudos and so forth for Jacob DeGrom. We rolled a 2-9. Red is red first, a 29. That's going to be off Nimmo, and that's going to be a strikeout. So High Cheese gets Nimmo. And that's a 5-0. That 5-0 is going to be a deep drive, and that's going to go over to Pete Alonso. Now, Pete Alonso has a heck of a deep drive card, and it's going to be a 26. And a 26 is a deep drive to center field. Victor Robles looks up, and that's out of here. Pete Alonso connects. The Mets are up 1-0. Pete Alonso gets a hold of that fastball and drives it over the head of Victor Robles. And he didn't do much more than just turn around and watch it. So that was a 26. A 26 is definitely a deep drive. He's got it all the way to 58. And then you check that does not qualify for park, so it's an automatic home run. All right. So Robbie Cano, the next batter, 1-0 Mets, Pete Alonso. And we'll see if that's Pete Alonso's first home run of the season. I'm not too sure after 7 games. I mean, he had 53 home runs. Let's look at the stats. Pete Alonso, his stats are, is that his first home run or his second home run? I'm not sure if it doesn't add the stats till the end of the game. So I believe that's his second home run of the season. Robbie Cano, 30. Robbie Cano, 30. That's an out on Cano's card. It's a 1. That's popped up to the right side. Zimmerman makes the catch, 2 away. Next is Michael Conforto, 41. That's an out. 2 is a ground ball comebacker to Steven Strasburg. He feels his position and throws out Conforto. But the Mets pick up 1 run on 1 hit. They lead at 1-0 going to the top of the second inning. We're moving and grooving here. Noah Syndergaard. Just to Juan Soto. Say 14, and that's going to be a ball 4. So Soto's on with a walk. Soto's a 1A base dealer, +3 because of Syndergaard and Ramos. So he would be a 4A. Now, let's see if we can send them just for the fun of it. 4A, it's right here. So he is an A base stealer. All right, so we're going to roll, see what happens. 4A. And we rolled a 55. 4A. 0 to 34 is a stolen base. 35 to 39 is a caught stealing. So basically he holds, does not get the jump. Now we're going to roll to see if there's a wild pitcher pass ball. There's nothing, no such thing. Ryan Zimmerman. That's a 27. 27's defense. So again, we grab our chart. And we roll an 80. An 80 is going to be the left fielder. Left fielder is Nimmo. Let's see his number. Nimmo is a 3 center fielder, a 4 left fielder. So he's got a good rating, and that's going to be a left fielder. An 80 is a fly ball left field. Nimmo right there makes the catch. And next is Yan Gomes. We're going to roll to see if there's a pass ball wild pitch. Nope. And here's the pitch to Yan Gomes. 58. 58 is ground ball to the left side and through into left field for a single. Juan Soto is going to stop at second base. But Juan Soto, we'll check real quick. Juan Soto is like average speed. So with only one out, he's going to have to stop. Average speed on a regular single is no, he does not advance, so he stops at second base. First and second, one out. It's Wilmer Difo. He's replacing the injured Trey Turner. He's going to roll to see wild pitch. No, and here's Difo. 92. 92 is an out on Syndergaard's card, so you roll the modifier die. That's a 6. You look in the out section. It's a hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. So this sounds like a double play to me. So it's a hard 6. A hard 6 with runners on first and second is a P. And a P is fielder is a 5. He is not a 5. He's a 3. So otherwise, runner out at second on front end of double play while others advance. So that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. 6-4-3 double play. Rosario to Cano to Alonso. Runner advances to third, but then there's a double play and that retires the side. So Difo grounds into a double play, hit the ball on the nose, but right at the shortstop, Rosario. So it's going to be Wilson Ramos. That's a 0-5. A 0-5 off of Ramos's card is lined to left field. Base hit for Ramos. He's on with a single. Gonna roll for wild pitch. 10. Nope. Here's Jeff McNeil, lefty batter. That's a 69. 69 is a strikeout. McNeil down swinging. Next, this is for the wild pitch. 15, no. Here's Rosario, a 31 off Rosario's card. 31 is an out. See what kind of an out. It's a 7. 7 is a fly ball to left. Juan Soto to his left. He's under it. Makes the catch. And Juan Lagares. That's for the wild pitch. Juan Lagares, 20. 20 is a strikeout. So curveball gets Lagares, and that retires the side. It's going to be Syndergaard versus the pitcher hitting card for Strasburg. Pitcher hitting card for Strasburg. Here's the pitch. It's a 64. A 64 is a strikeout. Strasburg swings and misses. Victor Robles next. A 59er. 59 is a ground ball up the middle and under Rosario's glove into center field for a single. So Victor Robles is on, and he's going to be a 6B. I'm going to try to steal right away. 6B. Getting a little bit faster with these charts. So 6B, we're going to roll 2 dice. 86. So 6B. 6B is 50 to 64. He's caught stealing 0 to 49. So a 6B, 0 to 49 is stolen base. We rolled an 86. And that's going to be runner holes. No attempt is made to steal. We're going to roll for the wild pitch. Nope. And here goes Adam Eaton. 1 out. Robles is on at first. It's a 52. That's going to be off Syndergaard's card. That's a deep drive off Adam Eaton. Going to roll here, see what happens. That's going to be a 25. A 25 is a deep drive to right field. Back goes Conforto to the track, to the wall, looks up. It's gone. 2-1 Nats. Adam Eaton connects into the Coca-Cola corner. And the Nats are up 2-1 here in the top of the third. Brian Dozier is up next. That's a 50. That's going to be a deep drive off Dozier's card. And that's going to be a 44. A 44 is gets a hold of one, drives it deep to left field. Brandon Nimmo to the track, looks up. It's gone. Back-to-back jacks by both Adam Eaton and Brian Dozier give the Nats a 3-1 lead here in the top of the third inning. Next is Anthony Rendon. He wants to join the party. And that's a 22. That's a ball 4. So Syndergaard was very cautious, and there goes Ramos out to the mound to talk to Syndergaard to settle him down. Noah Syndergaard didn't want to make it 3 in a row, and you know that Anthony Rendon is definitely a threat to connect. So 1 out, Rendon is on at first, and it's Juan Soto. Soto walked in his first at bat. Going to roll for a wild pitch, nothing there. Here's the pitch to Soto. That's a 96. That's going to be an out off Syndergaard's card. It's a 4. It's a ground ball to short. Straightforward 6, G6. So a G6 with a runner on first is a B, and that's going to be lead runner forced out. So it's going to be a 6-4. No throw to first. Fielder's choice for out number 2. Ryan Zimmerman next. It's a right-handed batter. Going to roll, see if there's a wild pitch, pass ball, so forth. Nothing there. Here's the pitch, 67. And that's strike 3. Zimmerman caught looking. But the damage has been done here by the Nats. Score 3 runs, 2 home runs, 1 by Eaton, 1 by Dozier, and Noah Syndergaard, who bats from the left side. That's a 60, and that's going to be a hit by pitch, so Noah Syndergaard gets plunked. And Strasburg looks at Noah like saying, hey, man, just got away from me. All is good in Queens. Gonna check for wild pitch. Nope. And here's Brandon Nimmo. It's a 56. 56 is going to be a single. Noah Syndergaard is, he's fast. Let's see what that means. Fast, regular single, question mark. And I'm not going to go on this. Not going to make the first out at third base. So Syndergaard is going to be held at second base, first and second. And Pete Alonso's up. Pete Alonso homered. Going to see if there's a wild pitch, and it's 51, so no. So here goes, Pete Alonso. That's a 55. 55 is a single, and everybody's going to move up 1. Bases are now loaded. So ground ball and through into left field for Pete Alonso. Bases are loaded, nobody out. So the Mets are threatening exactly what they want. We're going to see check for a wild pitch. No. Here's the pitch to Robbie Cano. Cano's 0 for 1. He flied out. That's a 40. Yeah, that's a 40. And that's an out of some kind. It feels playing back. It's a hard 6 with the bases loaded. And that's a hard 6. That's a K. A K is going to be runner on first out in front of the front end of a double play. So a 6-4-3 double play. Run's going to score 3-2 now. So it's a hard hit ground ball right at the shortstop. 6-4-3. So that's 1 run scores, other run advances to third. But then there's a double play, wipes out 2 runners. And that puts 2 outs now. Brandon Nimmo's on at third. Michael Conforto, the batter. So Robbie Cano Hits the ball hard right at Wilmer Diffo. Goes Diffo Dozier to Zimmerman. Gonna roll to see if there's wild pitch. Nothing. And here's Michael Conforto, 47. 47 is an out off of Conforto's card. That's a 6. And that's going to be ground ball second base. Dozier up with it. Throws to Zimmerman. And that retires the side. Mets score a run. They come within 1 run. Now it's 3-2. Pretty good ball game so far here in the 4th inning. Noah Syndergaard pitches to Yan Gomes. Yan Gomes 1 for 1. He's singled. That's going to be a 47. That's going to be an out. And a 9. That's a fly ball. Center field. Juan Lagares to his right makes the catch. Wilmer Diffo, switch hitter, batting from the left side. That's going to be a 0-7. 0-7 is a single. Diffo's on with a single. Lines one to right. And who's that out there? Conforto plays it on hop, gets it in quickly to Cano. So Diffo is not a threat to steal. Steven Strasburg is going to bunt, going to play for the wild pitch. Nope. So now let's see what happens. It's a 70. A 70 is going to be a strikeout. So let's see what kind of bunt comes from the strikeout. 2 strikes. So there's 2 strikes on the batter. We're going to do one more time. Again, a wild pitch roll. No. And it's a 92. 92 is an out. We'll see what kind of an out it is. I don't know if it makes a difference. It's a fly ball out. No, it doesn't. It's just an out. So then we're going to roll here. That's a 3. Defensive manager can attempt to play on the lead runner. So if the lead runner is Diffo, he is no quality. And the fielder rating, who's playing, let's see. So we got to roll again to see what fielder gets it. That's a 5. A 5 is going to be the first baseman. So the first baseman's thinking of going to second base. And fielder rating. So the first baseman, Alonso, is a 3. And I guess you roll a die if the roll is within range shown. So it's 3 is 0 to 4. 0 to 4, they get the runner at second base. The lead runner, find the speed, fielder rating, and roll a die. Throw it. Okay, but what happens if you hold on a second? Defensive manager can attempt to play the lead runner or retire the batter. Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna go for the lead runner. We're gonna just retire the batter. So that's gonna be a 3 to 4. Safe 3 to 4 here. Because we're not gonna get Diffo, and then what? And then we're screwed. It's still early in the game. It's not a major thing. So that's gonna be sacrifice bunt. 3 to 4. Runner moves up. So Strasburg does his job, moves Diffo over to second base, and is Victor Robles. Wild pitch. Oh, 0-3. Potential wild pitch. Wild pitch, pass ball, blah, blah, blah. So let's see. Let's roll to see what it asks me. There's a series of questions here on this chart right here, and you can see that chart. I rolled a 94. A 94 says if catcher pass ball rating is a C, D, or F, it's a pass ball. C, D, or F. Let's look. Wilson Ramos pass ball rating is a D. C, D, or F, so that's a pass ball. That gets by Ramos, and Diffo moves over to third. Victor Robles, run around third, 2 outs. I'll roll again for the wild pitch. Nothing there. 72. That's going to be a strikeout. Noah Syndergaard strikes out Robles to retire the side. So we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Strasburg on the mound facing Wilson Ramos. Here's the pitch. It's a 93. That's off Steven Strasburg. A 4-out number is a ground ball to short. Wilmer Diffo up with it. Fires to Zimmerman, 6-3, 1 away. Next is Jeff McNeil. And that's a 0-2. That's a deep drive. And a deep drive 86. 86 is let's see what happens. 86 is a deep drive to right field. Back goes Eaton to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. Game is tied. Jeff McNeil comes through big time. Holy smokes. Got a hold of one there. Drove it into the right field seats, second decker there. And it's Ahmed Rosario. So 3-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. Handshakes all around for high fives all around for Jeff McNeil. Ties the game here in the bottom of the fourth. That's a 58. That's going to be off Strasburg, and that's ball 4, so Rosario walks. Next is Juan Lagares. We're going to roll for a wild pitch, and nope, 77. I'll tell you the wild pitch number is 0 to 9, I believe. 0 to 9. So that's an 89 off Strasburg's card, and that's going to be an out. A 3 is a ground ball to the third baseman, G5. G5 says, with a runner on first, B, lead runner force. So it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. Throw to first, not in time. Rendon makes a nice play, gets the lead runner. And now it's Noah Syndergaard. Wow, pitch, no. Noah Syndergaard, 74. That's his 74 is a strikeout. So Noah Syndergaard fans, and that retires the side. So after 4 complete, it's 3-3, playing at beautiful downtown Flushing, New York at Citi Field. Adam Eaton is the batter. Adam Eaton homered earlier in the game. That's a 68, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Eaton, Syndergaard blows it by him. And Brian Dozier, 70. That's a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Noah Syndergaard, 4. And it's Anthony Rendon. That's an 80. 81. 81 is an out. You look at Syndergaard, an 8 is a fly ball center field. Lagar is back and makes the nice running catch. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Playing deep drive baseball. The way you read this is 0 to 49 off the batter's card, 50 to 99 off the pitcher's card. So it's a 50-50 system. And here's Brandon Nimmo. It's a 0-6. That's off Nimmo's card, and that's going to be a ball 4. So Nimmo walks. He's on at first. Wild pitch, no. Here's the pitch to Pete Alonso. That's a 16. A 16 is ball 4. Back-to-back walks. Back-to-back leadoff walks, and then you got Robbie Cano now. No wild pitch, and that's a 31. A 31 is a out of some kind, and that's a 9. That's going to be a fly ball center field, shallow center field. Victor Robles running in makes the catch. Little bloop that Robles got a good jump on. And it's Michael Conforto with 1 out, runners on first and second. And that's a 0-1. That's a deep drive. That's what we wanted to see. Michael Conforto. Deep drive. It's going to be a 45. And a 45 is a deep drive to right field. Back goes Eaton to the track, to the wall. Out of here. The Mets are up 6-3. Thanks to Michael Conforto's 3-run blast here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So Strasburg wishes he had that pitch back, that's for sure. And next is Wilson Ramos. And Wilson Ramos was acquired by the Mets as a free agent. 72, that's a strikeout. Ramos, downswing. Jeff McNeil now 2 outs. And that's a 23. And a 23 is a strikeout. McNeil strikes out. So back-to-back Ks there to end the inning after It's a 3-run blast by Michael Conforto, and that puts the Mets up by a score of 6-3. We go to the top of the sixth. Noah Syndergaard. So, yeah, we're still good because both pitchers are 10 endurance, and he's given up 5. He's gone through the lineup. I'll check when in the next inning to see where they're at, but they still have a little bit of time. But the next time, I have a feeling that the next time Strasburg comes up, he's going to be pinch hit for because he's already allowed 6 runs here. So Juan Soto. The Nats are down by 3, 22. That's ball 4. So Soto walks. Wild pitch. No. Ryan Zimmerman, 83. That's going to be an out of some kind, of 7. 7 is a fly ball right field. And right there's Conforto, makes the catch, 1 away. Next is Yan Gomes. That's a 31. It's going to be an out. What kind of an out is that going to be? A 2. That's going to be a slow ground to first base. So it's a 3S. 3S with a runner on first is an H. And that's going to be batter out, runners advance. So ground ball to first. And moving to second is, who was that? Soto, Juan Soto at second base. Wilmer Difo now with 2 outs. So it's a 63, and that's ball 4. So Difo walks, and now it's Steven Strasburg. This is the opportunity that I was mentioning that he's bringing Adams. Matt Adams, who has good power. 0 to 55 is a home run. So he definitely has good power. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Matt Adams. I'll tell you a little bit about Matt Adams. Matt Adams batted .226, but hit 20 home runs and 330 plate appearances. So he's pinch hitting. I'm going to roll to see if there's a wild pitch. 21, no. So Matt Adams bats from the left side. And 1 swing of the bat could tie this game up at 6. That's a 12. And that's a strikeout. Adams strikes out. He's got a big strikeout numbers, 11 to 33. Holy smokes. So Noah Syndergaard bears down and comes up huge. And now it's Steven Strasburg is out. We're going to bring in a new pitcher. We're going to take a quick peek at who exactly pitched in this game, just to keep it real. Matt Grace was the first, but we have righties here, 2 righties. So maybe we'll take Justin Miller, who's I believe is a right-hander. So Justin Miller, yeah, he's a right-hander. He's going to come in. So Justin Miller comes in. Pretty good system. Now I'm getting the itch to learn ball stat, ball score, because I'm not totally. I really like box scores, and I want to see a better box score. I'm not seeing a great box score because iScore has a very, very simple system, and they don't put the positions when they spit out the box score. They don't put the positions. And I'm looking for Justin here. Justin Miller. There he is. All right. Yes. All right. Oh, well, why isn't it there? Wait a second. I did the wrong thing. Okay. I did the wrong thing. I'm trying to get Justin Miller in the right position to bat, and that's 8th. So Miller is right there. He's in there. Okay. Okay, so it's Justin Miller facing Ahmed Rosario, Juan Lagares, and Noah Syndergaard. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's 6-3 Mets. So the Mets have scratched and clawed their way back and taken a 3-run lead here. Originally, they were up 1-0, but then it was Washington scored 3 runs in the top of the third, and New York came back with 1 in the bottom of the third to make it 3-2. And then in the bottom of the fourth, they tied it. It was 3-3. Then a 3-run blast by Cano and by Conforto, in the bottom of the fifth made it 6-3. Ahmed Rosario. That's a 57, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. Ahmed on with a single. And his hold rating is hold -10. Holy smokes. What? Wow. That's crazy. Okay, so nobody's running on him. All right, so we're going to roll to see if there's a wild pitch, and that's a 49. Nope, on Lagares. That's an 87, it looks like. 87 is off Miller's card. You read the red one first. Oh, we got to roll 0. 0 is a line drive, and we already rolled. It's 24. So when there's a line drive, you have to roll to see if it's a double play. 0, 5 or less, it's a double play, but we rolled a 24. I'll just use that roll. So it's line out to second baseman Dozier. Hit it right on the screws, but right at Dozier, waiting there. And Syndergaard. Syndergaard is 6. He's done 6 and 2 and 1. We can get another inning out of him. We have 1 out here. Yeah, I'm gonna pinch hit for. I like to let them go a little bit longer all the time, just to avoid like a lot of relief pitchers. But you know what? All right, Dom Smith is going to come in there. Dom Smith is going to pinch hit. Lefty batter. And we're going to quickly take a peek at the batter advantage, which I'm trying to memorize. Batter advantage. Batter advantage if the pitcher is fatigued, a left-handed specialist faces a right-handed specialist, which is not the case. So there's no advantage right now. It has to be a specialist. Right-handed specialist, batter faces a left-handed specialist pitcher. Yeah, it's not the case. All right. So it's Dom Smith, left-handed batter. Dom Smith, 24 years old, hit 11 home runs, 282 batting average, and 197 plate appearances. So if you do the math, he would have had 33 home runs had he played the whole season, had 600 plate appearances. So we're going to roll to see if there's a wild pitch, pass ball, balk, and so forth. That's an 11. It is not. So here goes. Dom Smith. Rosario takes his lead off first, and it's a 12. A 12 is a single, and Rosario's average speed, which I don't understand. I got to ask him that question because he gave Lagares very fast, but he gave Rosario just average, and there's no way. I mean, Rosario can outrun Lagares. Absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So it's a single, and Rosario with 1 out is going to stop at second. And so first and second now. Pinch hit single by Dominic Smith. Noah Syndergaard is out of there. And it's Brandon Nimmo. Roll for a wild pitch. It's nope. And here goes Brian Nimmo. That's going to be a 46. 46 is an out. Let's see what kind of an out it is. So 1, that's popped up to the right side. Brian Dozier calls for it, makes the catch, 2 away. So now the runners are going to be on contact. They're going to be moving on contact here. So that's going to give them a little bit of an advantage in this game. Deep drive baseball. Great little system. Pete Alonso, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Pete Alonso's 2 for 2. He's homered and singled and walked. So he's been on base all 3 times. Justin Miller. That's a 75. That's going to be off Miller's card, and that's going to be defense. This is exciting. So let's see what happens here. Defense. and we roll a 61. A 61 takes us to third baseman. A third baseman check Rendon. I can guarantee you that a 61 is going to be a G5. I can guarantee Rendon is at least a 5. There's no way he's any less than that, just off the top of my head. And 5 is like the best fielder, and he's only a 3. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to Chris. So he's a 3, but guess what? I can make him a 5. That's a hard hit ground ball right at Rendon. He's there, fires to first, and gets the out. So a 3 third baseman on a 60, it's still an out. Okay. Still an out. Only a 1 or a 0. Oh, yeah, but if it's a 3 and I rolled a 64, it would have been a single. If I rolled a 65 or 66, it would have been a single. All right. Victor Robles. So that retires the side. And we go after 6. It's 6-3 Mets. New pitcher for the Mets. And it's going to be, let's keep it real here. Who pitched for the Mets in this game? Who pitched for the Mets in this game? Justin Wilson. So he pitches first. Justin Wilson. All right, here's the pitch to Robles. It's a 34, and that's going to be an out, kind of an out. That's a 2. That's ground ball, comebacker to Wilson. Wilson gets tested right away. First batter grounds right back to him. He gets the out, 1 away. Next is Adam Eaton, who's 1 for 3. That's a 91. That's an out off of Wilson's card this time. A 9 is a deep drive to center field. Back goes Lagares and makes the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. And it's Brian Dozier. Oh, it's a 72. 72 is a strikeout. So Dozier strikes out. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Justin Wilson. And that's it for Miller, because Justin Miller, they have 2. So the next pitcher, who do we have? We have a lefty. So we're going to bring in Matt Grace. Matt Grace is a lefty. So I try to keep it real here, but I try to also make baseball sense. So Matt Grace is going to come in. He's a lefty. He's facing 2 lefties here in Cano and Conforto. So Matt Grace is a lefty, just a regular lefty. Nothing special. Not a specialist lefty. So Matt Grace, I have him in here somewhere. There he is. And yes, Matt Grace. All right, Robbie Cano against Matt Grace. That's a 0-5. That's a deep drive for Robbie Cano. And that's a 48. 48 is a double driven into the gap, right center field. Cano around first into second base with a stand-up double. So a leadoff double for Robbie Cano, and next is Michael Conforto. I'll roll to see if there's a wild pitch pass ball, and there is none. Here goes to Conforto, a 53. 53 is a deep drive off Grace's card. And let's see what that turns up to be. It's a 19 off Conforto. A 19 off Conforto is a deep drive to right field. Back goes Eaton to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. Second home run for Michael Conforto, and the Mets are now up 8-3. Holy smokes. What's going on here? Mets are really connecting here. Their offense is on fire. I'd like to see that. Not used to that sort of thing. So this is Michael Conforto's second home run of the game. And he drives a Matt Grace fastball into the right field seats. Next is Wilson Ramos. And that's a 71. That's a strikeout. Ramos down swinging. Jeff McNeil. Snake Eyes. And that's going to be a ground ball through the right side into right field for a single. So McNeil's on with a single, and that I think is going to be, he's a relief pitcher 1. So basically gave up more than 1 run. Hasn't pitched an inning yet, so he's still good. So runner on first, 1 out. Ahmed Rosario, wild pitch, no. And that's a 25. Ahmed Rosario, 25 is defense. See what happens with the defense. 0-4. 0-4 is going to be error chart. Error chart is an 88. Error chart is an 88, and that's going to be a center field check. Victor Robles. What is Victor Robles? Let's see. There. Victor Robles is a center field 3. And we rolled what, an 88? Center field 3. 88 center field 3 is a fly ball into the gap, and Victor Robles runs it down for out number 2. So F8 if you're scoring at home, which you should be. Please do. And he's checked for a wild pitch, nothing. And it's Juan Lagares, 49. 49 is an out. It's off Lagares' card. It's a 6. And that's a ground ball, hard hit right at Biffo. Flips to the second baseman, and that retires the side. So Mets pick up 2 runs. They lead it now 8-3. We go to the top of the 8th. Gonna have to bring in a new pitcher. These pitchers go basically all of them only go 1 inning. Excuse me. So gotta bring in. You know what? What was the score of this one? Oh, the Mets lost this one 4-0. They're winning this one 8-3. So I'm gonna bring in kind of guys that. Let me see who pitches the next game. Because the next game. Oh, Peterson. Okay. Peterson pitches in this game. And that's a more realistic type of pitcher to pitch in a game like this, because Tim Peterson is horrible. He's a horrible pitcher. So in a kind of what is borderline blowout, you're seeing Peterson who can go 2 innings, and hopefully he can finish it out for us. But, this is a good opportunity for you to see how this deep drive baseball plays out. Tim Peterson is a right-handed pitcher. He, a 28-year-old, to a 4.91 ERA in 6 games, 3 strikeouts, 191 WHIP. He's going to face Anthony Rendon. You throw 2 dice first. I mean, you could throw 3. You read the red first, the red and then the white. It's a 78. That's going to be off Peterson's card. That's an out. And an out 1 is a foul of some kind. And I can't remember what that rule was. It's a PF, but I know where it is now. PF is a pop-up if the ones die is even. It's a pop-up to the catcher, and Wilson Ramos throws his mask away, makes the catch. So 1 out. So this game is very, very simple to play, but it's not simple. It's got nuance. It's got detail. So, but it's very, very easy to play. 76 is off Tim Peterson's card, and that's going to be defense. And a 22 is going to take us to the error chart. And a 97 is going to be off the right fielder. 97. Who's in right field? Conforto is a 4. And that's going to be a catch towards the seats in right field. And Conforto makes the catch. Yes, he does. Nice catch by Michael Conforto in the right field corner. And it's Zimmerman. 2 outs. And that's a 14, and that's ball 4. So Zimmerman walks. Next is Yan Gomes, who's 1 for 3. A roll for a wild pitch. Nope. And we roll again. 50. 50 is a deep drive. Deep drive off Yan Gomes, and we rolled a 26. 26. And a 26 off Gomes is a deep drive to left field. Back goes Nimmo to the track to the wall. That's gone. 8-5. Yan Gomes, 2-run home run. And just like that, the Nats are within 3. Next is Diffo. That's a 28 off Diffo's card. A 28 is an out. That's going to retire the side. An 8 is a fly ball to left field. Nimmo, he's there, makes the catch. The Nats pick up 2 runs on the home run by Yan Gomes. And the Washington Nationals come to within 3 runs of the Mets. So this becomes a save opportunity for the disaster relief pitcher that the Mets picked up from Seattle, Diaz. So I got to bring in a new pitcher for the Mets, and we're in the bottom of the we're in the bottom of the 8th. So for the Nats, I need a new pitcher for the Nats. And the Nats, who do they use? The Nats used Justin Miller, Grace, Sip. If there's a lefty, yep. No, there's actually the pitcher spot. So we're going to bring in a pinch hitter. You know what? They're going to bring in because Nimmo bats next. All right, so we're going to bring in Tony Sip. Tony Sip, and he's a lefty specialist. Lefty specialist. So if the Mets have a righty specialist, then he would have an advantage of 50 points. So a righty specialist, like pinch hitter type. We have a lefty type that does that, but we definitely don't want to use those guys. If we had a righty with a circle around it, we have another lefty. No, that's Daniel Zamora. I don't have anybody. Well, I have Aaron Altuve, but he's not on the roster yet. So yeah, we're just going to bring in a regular batter here. Going to bring in. Can't bring in Guillorme because he would be at a disadvantage. He's a J.D. Davis. Going to bring in J.D. Davis. Pinch hit. J.D. Davis. All right. Here's the pitch from Matt Grace. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's 8-5. That's a 44. That's an out off JD's card. A 0 is lined and caught by the first baseman, Zimmerman. Line L3, 1 away. Brandon Nimmo's next. Pitch from Sip. And that's a 67. That's off Sip's card. 67 is strike 3. So Nimmo strikes out Pete Alonso. And that's a 0-6. 0-6 is a deep drive for Alonso. He's hit one already. This could be a second one. 43 and a 43. That's a deep drive left field. Back towards the wall goes Juan Soto to the track. He's out of here. Pete Alonso put one out in left field. That's the second one of the game for Pete Alonso. And that puts the Mets up 9-5. So the Mets are up 9-5 with a second home run of the game. So the Mets have 2 players with 2 home runs today. Both Michael Conforto's hit 2 out and Pete Alonso has hit 2 out. And it's Robbie Cano. Robbie Cano is 1 for 4. That's a 40. Looks like a 43. 43 is an out off Cano's card. That's a 1. That's popped up to the first baseman. Zimmerman calls for it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. But another Met home run, this time the second home run of the day by Pete Alonso. And that puts the Mets up by 4 runs. And we're going to bring in Jerry Familia. Not a save opportunity. So we don't have to worry about that extra rule. So Jerry Familia, if it becomes a save opportunity, then we got to bring in our closer. So let's see if we can find Familia. He's here somewhere. Had a horrible season. ERA around 6, pretty much for the whole thing. All right, I can't find him, so this is kind of annoying. Oh, there he is. Jerry Familia. Used to be the Mets closer, and he was pretty impressive, but not anymore. So Familia here in the top half of the ninth inning. This is the last licks for the Nats. They are down by 4 runs. Mets, I think, hit 4 home runs in this game. 2 by Conforto, 2 by Alonso. Oh, and I think 1 by Jeff McNeil. Yeah, so that's 5 home runs. Jerry Familia is going to face a pinch hitter. So Familia is going to face a pinch hitter here. It's going to be, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Let's see who they used in this game. Adams Stevenson, a guy named Andrew Stevenson. Now, these sets come with every player who played, except they don't have a separate card for every guy on every team that he played on. So if a guy played on 3 teams, you're going to have to go to the last team he played on and pull his card, which is fine by me. I have no problem with that. Absolutely no problem with that. That's going to be Andrew Stevenson. It's a lefty specialist. All right, here's the pitch from Jerry Familia. 35. That's going to be a strikeout. Stevenson down on strikes. Next is Victor Robles. That's a 74. That's off of strikeout. Robles goes after the high heat, the high cheese, and gets a grilled cheese sandwich. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. The Mets are 1 out away from winning the game 9-5. Here's the pitch to Eaton. That's a 0-1. That, I believe, is a deep drive. Deep drive for Eaton. And that's going to be a 62, and that's going to be pulled down the line into the right field corner. Michael Conforto after it takes a hop off the wall, but Conforto cuts it off, throws it in quickly, and Eaton, down by 4, decides to play it safe and holds at second base. So it's a 2-out double by Adam Eaton. Next is Brian Dozier. Going to roll for a wild pitch. Nope. And here's the pitch from Familia. 65. Familia 65 is ball 4, base on balls. He had a terrible wild streak. He had 60 innings pitched. It doesn't say how many he walked, but his whip was 1.8, almost 2 runs per inning, I believe. So, I mean, a nightmare. 66 games with a 5.70 ERA. 29 years old. He's a young guy. All right, so first and second. So now we are going to bring in actually on deck. We're okay. We're fine until because that's only the tying run has to be on base or at the plate for the rule, the advantage, the batter advantage rule to kick in. So I have to be aware of that. So this is so guys don't use different players as closers. You know how if you have this one guy who was your long reliever and he's got a 2 ERA, but your closer blew it that year and had a horrible season and had a 6 ERA, you'll be like, no, I'm not using this closer. So you don't game it. That rule's in place. I really like it. I would game it anyway. I always play it the way it should be, but I can understand the need for it. If you're playing competitively, you want to have that rule in effect and you want to be aware of the rule so you can tell the guy, hey, you can't do that. You can't, close with if you got Doolittle, he's your closer. You can't close with, Tony Sipp because Tony Sipp had a really good ERA that year. He wasn't the closer, so you can't do that. And that's just an example. So Familia's still good because it's got to be the go ahead or tying run at the plate, and that's not in place yet. So we're going to leave Familia in there. We're going to roll for a wild pitch, and that's a 47. So it's not. Here's Rendon. Pitch to Rendon. That's a 35. 35 is an out off Rendon's card, and that's a 3. That's a ground ball to the first baseman. Alonso takes it himself, perhaps. Going to roll, and he does take it himself, and that is the ball game. So the Mets, wow, that was nice. Holy smokes. Not used to winning like that. easy peasy game. And we're going to write in the winning pitcher, and I'll give you the final score in a second. So the winning pitcher, actually, the Mets came through in the bottom half of the third inning. So it's going to be Noah Syndergaard. And then we're going to have a couple of pitchers with holes. It's going to be, and I don't really know the hold rule, so I'll just kind of make it up. Wilson and Peterson are going to have holes. And the losing pitcher is going to be Stephen Miller. I'm sorry, Steven Strasburg, excuse me. So winning pitcher is Noah Syndergaard, losing pitcher is Steven Strasburg. And that's it. There's really, well, actually, no, there's no save because he pitched one inning, but he had a 4-run lead. He allowed the guys to get on base. So I don't think you can allow guys to get on base and then get the save. I don't think you can do that according to the rules the way I understand them, but I could be wrong. But let me read you the line scores. So it was a good game. Let me take a look at team batting here for the Mets. Give you any whatever highlights. So Pete Alonso had 3 hits, including 2 home runs and 2 RBIs, so there were 2 solo shots. Michael Conforto went 2 for 4. He had 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Anybody else have another player that did well with 2 for 4? McNeil. So those are some of the Mets batting highlights. So the line scores: the Washington Nationals 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 7 left on base. The New York Mets had 9 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and 6 left on base. And the Mets improved their record to 4-3. And let me look at the matchups for the next game. Check that out. Matchups for the next game. Pitching matchups. It's going to be Patrick Corbin against Steven Matz. The Battle of the Southpaws. That's going to be exciting. So I'm going to start getting that together. So this is Deep Drive Baseball. Having a blast learning it. Now the next thing I want to learn is, like I said, ball stat, ball score. I want to learn how to use that because it makes really nice box scores. And also, I know there's a way somehow of downloading like the team rosters, so I don't have to write them in, even though it's not a lot of trouble for me. Not a lot of trouble at all. But if I can download the whole team roster, that'd be great. That'd make my life much easier. So this is Deep Drive Baseball, guys. Listen, for $1, you can try it out. It's really, how can I say? What's the word is very it's sophisticated. It's sophisticated, but that's not. It's very kind of fluid and flows very well. There's depth where you make all these decisions. You have opportunities. You want to think: do I want to take the extra base? Do I want to bunt? Do I want to hit and run? I feel it's more so than your average game because it's not like something good happens or something bad happens. Sometimes nothing happens at all, which is kind of cool. So it's like, okay, I tried it, and like you try to steal a base, he can actually try to steal the base and steal it, get caught stealing, or he can just not go and not get the lead, and he just doesn't get off. So it's not the end of the world. It's not like something either good is going to happen or something bad is going to happen. So you have to kind of weigh, whether you should try it. Is there a good possibility? You don't kind of want to waste time and try things out if there's not a good chance of doing that. So you want to try things that have a good probability of happening. But if you don't manage it, it's not the end of the world. It's not like you're absolutely going to get thrown out or picked off. I like how they run. Every pitch has every batter and there's an opportunity to for a wild pitch, pass ball, pick off, that sort of thing, balk. Okay, I like that aspect of it. What else? And I like just the aspect of it. It's just the fielding is really well done as well. There's a big range section, and then there's an error section. What else you got? And it's not, you don't get the same result again and again. There's all different results. Some balls are hit hard, some balls are hit softly, some balls are just regular ground balls. Um, you got this. So these are and then you have all this like the batter advantage and the pitcher advantage rules. So you have to take that into consideration if you choose to, because that's optional. But I like to do that. I try to learn them as fast as I could. So that's really cool. There's certain instances where certain batters have advantages. Like if you're a specialist righty and you're facing a specialist lefty, well, you better get that specialist righty out of there and bring a specialist lefty. And then what the offensive manager does now, he can pinch hit. He can pinch hit a specialist righty that he may have on the bench. So there's a lot of strategy that way. Also, you can't get cute with and get gamey and be like, and I explained that earlier, you can't have that 150 ERA guy and use him as your closer when your actual closer had an 8 ERA because he had a horrible season. But of course, you don't want to use him. But your team did use him the whole season, that sort of thing. Well, you can't do that because you're going to suffer a penalty, a 50-point penalty that the batter can use for his own advantage if you try to do that, if you try to game the system. So that I like. I mean, there's a lot of cool things. Let me just look at some more deep dive information here. I do have to say that it seems that there's a lot of extra roles in certain scenarios, like the bunt scenario. There's like a bunch of roles because first you got to play out. You got to play out the at bat. Then it all depends on what happens. Is it a single? Is it a deep drive? Right, a deep drive is not good because you're not going to get a home run on a deep drive. If it's a single, he has a potential of beating it out if he's very fast, but not necessarily if he's average or slow. It could just be an out sacrifice. Base on balls is ball runner holes. Hit by pitch is hit by pitch. Strikeout is 2 strikes. So basically, when you bunt, you still play a regular roll, but then you got to roll again on this chart, right, to see what is what. You roll the modifier die on this chart, but then you also have to roll to see who gets the ball, which fielder gets the ball. So this is a little bit of a drag. It seems like a lot of rolls to get that result of just a bunt, just a sacrifice bunt. But I think that Strat goes in the opposite direction. I think like Strat Basic oversimplifies the bunt. It's like there's no way you can not bunt safely, or successfully. It's like almost impossible to screw up. So that I don't know how realistic that is either. So what else? Then we have the choice chart where you can take that extra base if you think it's worth it. You have a line out rule that if the roll is 49 or 99, change the lineup result to L1. I'll never remember that. I don't like rules like that because I'll never remember those rules ever, ever, ever. It'll take me a long time until I have this game memorized for me to say, well, what don't I have memorized? Oh, yeah, that's the next thing I got to memorize. What else? And finally, you got the runner chart, which is very simple. It tells you what happens to the ground ball with guys on base. You got the runner chart on hits. So you got the runner chart on ground outs, runner chart on hits, and the runner chart on flyouts, which allows you to also potentially advance on a flyout, which that is really cool as well. So you have to make that decision. You have to weigh different things. His speed, the runner's speed, right? And if you roll the wrong number, well, then he can get. It tells you if he can advance. But again, if it's choice, if it's that question mark and choice, well, you can get thrown out trying to advance. And then finally, the hit and run chart. Not a big hit and run guy. Maybe with earlier seasons, like 80s and 70s seasons, I would do it more. But with these seasons, I'm more like in the Joe Madden kind of school. I don't believe too much in the bunt and too much in that sort of thing. I just rather swing away. So I'm not a big hit and run guy, a big bunt guy. But I'll still do it occasionally. In the older seasons, I'll do it a little bit more. So that's it. Mets win this one, so I got to get my soundtrack going here before I say goodbye to everybody. because that's a big part of what we do here at CP Cards and Dice Studios. We got to have our boys, the Mets, and their theme. I'm going to get that started from the beginning. Right? So this is CP Cards and Dice, offering a tutorial for Deep Giant Baseball. Today in the game, let me talk about, you get, I think it's the 2016 World Series teams for $1. So you can try it out. You get to see the rules, learn the rules, practice. You need 3 10-sided die, a red, a white, and a green. And then you can watch these videos, you can learn how to play, you can read the rules, and I'll clarify a lot of stuff. Then you go to Delphi Deep Drive, the forum, and Chris and I have a whole exchange, me asking questions and him going into like really in-depth explanations for everything, so I feel more comfortable and I have a perspective on where he's coming from and the intent. A lot of times the intent, because I know I'm pretty decent in terms of my baseball knowledge, so if I understand the intent of the rule, I'll understand the rule better. If I don't understand the intent of the rule, I'll be like, what is the rule trying to get across? And then once he explained, the guy loves baseball. He's really into baseball, so actually all the things that he says I kind of agree with. I say, yeah, that would make sense to me. So anyway, that's it. This is CP Cards and Dice. Thanking everybody for stopping by and giving me a thumbs up. And I appreciate those thumbs up. It's nice to see that people appreciate your efforts. And thank all the guys that stop by as well on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. And that's it. CP Cards and Dice. And have a good night. Take care now. Deep Drive Baseball. A lot of fun. Try it out.